festival.
Right.
And we're not talking about...
It was.
Yeah, it was. It's not... In fact, there's an article that I saw in Jerusalem Post that came out yesterday, and it said, they say we own Hollywood. We do. So what?
Yeah.
As a Jerusalem Post, like, yeah, we own it now. Right. We're finally willing to admit it.
Well, how could they hide it?
Well, they really can. You know, that Jon Stewart, who emceed the awards, was Jewish.
Right.
Sandra Bullock, bless her heart, and I love her. She's Jewish. So we have a Jewish festival. They own Hollywood. They've always owned it. A man named Gabriel wrote a book some years ago, and Jews actually bought the book in great numbers. It was called An Empire of Their Own. How the Jews took over and now control Hollywood.
Well, have a look at this clip. Play this clip, Shag. This is Madonna,
The Material Girl.
The Material Girl, and you know, because she was such a whore, and then represents the Madonna, right? You know, she is.
Oh, I see what you mean. She's the mother
of the whore of
yet
Babylon.
It's a mocking of Mary.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and her videos express that.
Yes, I mean, we've got war, hell on wheels.
There's always, it seems, something about to blow up around Madonna, which brings us to the latest controversy. Her new documentary, I'm going to tell you a secret. Clearly, her belief in Kabbalah, the study of Jewish mysticism, has deeply affected her. Is the young woman who once so publicly rejected the Catholic faith of her childhood now Jewish?
You attend Jewish services now. Well, that's what some people think. I don't attend Jewish services. Straighten us out. Well, I hear the Torah, but I'm not Jewish, and nor have I converted to Judaism. I think I'm connecting to something that predates religion.
Okay, hold it there. The Jews who are not Jews, you know, they openly admit they practice this Kabbalism. Hollywood's rife with it. But yeah, we're all left out of the loop, you know? What's going on, you know?
Well, first of all, you have to ask yourself, what is the Kabbalah, the Jewish Kabbalah? It's spelled about 3 ways, but whichever way it's spelled, it means the same thing. Now, if we look at the Kabbalah, it's a system of sorcery, witchcraft, and magic. And there are a number of Jews who are opposed to the Kabbalah. We need to know that first of all.
Right.
And yet there are even Orthodox Jewish rabbis, the Lubavitchers and others, who have embraced Kabbalah. But Kabbalah comes really, literally, all the way back from Babylon.
Yes.
And it was Babylonian magic of the worst kind. And it polluted the Jewish religion and faith. But today, there's not only the Talmud, which is the holy book of the Jews, but there's the Kabbalah. Now, there are many volumes. The Zohar is probably the most prominent. But what I want people to know, it is a combination of many occult disciplines, numerology, astrology, literally making the Hebrew alphabet into idols. And colors. There's even colors that make it. If you know, she was wearing red. Mm-hmm. That's the primary color of the Kabbalah, and also the Whore of Babylon, according to the book of Revelation, the Bible, Revelation 17.
Wait, go back.
Now, Albert Pike, who was Sovereign Grand Commander of Freemasonry back in the Civil War, and he is actually recognized and honored by Freemasons around the world as the par excellence role model for all Masons. Mm-hmm. I see you have his book here.
Yes, that was given to me at the Temple of the 33rd.
Yeah, here we have Morals and Dogma, the classic textbook of Freemasonry. We have the double-headed eagle symbol on the front cover.
I got some of that on there. So.
Okay, now, Albert Pike said this about Freemasonry in this very book. He says that Freemasonry is based almost totally on the Kabbalah.
Yes.
Jewish magic.
Yes.
And many Jewish rabbis have admitted this, and they say that in all of the rituals of Freemasonry, you will find the Kabbalah, the system of magic of the Jews. For example, the 30th degree of Freemasonry is the Knights of Kadosh.
Yes.
And it involves skulls and black robes and a knight laying in a coffin speaking from the dead.
Yes.
And all of this turning to the god of the underworld, the gods of the underworld, is all related to Jewish Kabbalah, because they believe in necromancy, communication with the dead. And they also believe that it is their goal as gods, once you become a Kabbalistic master, and they believe that in the last days, a Kabbalistic master will come upon the earth, and there will be a Jewish Utopia, a new world order of the Jews, and all Gentiles who convert at least to Kabbalah. Now, they don't have to convert to Judaism.
Right, as Madonna was saying.
But they must go along with what are called the Noahide laws and be good Gentiles and go along with Kabbalah. And if they recognize that the Holy Spirit is the serpent, the great universal serpent, they actually believe the one swallowing his tail, the Ouroboros serpent, is the Holy Spirit. And by the way, that's also taught in the 32nd degree of Freemasonry, that is, the serpent is the Holy Spirit. And he is going to encircle the earth with his doctrine and bring forth this great Kabbalistic master. We would call him the Antichrist in Christianity, to be honest. So this is just a number of their doctrines. Now, Madonna may have got into it because she likes the magic. She thinks she can get miracles from it.
Right.
She can enhance her power.
Well, she raised to the top.
Yeah, she can be like a witch who can charm the world and bring enchantment. Yeah, she has raised to the top by worshiping, I think, nothing but Lucifer.
Yes.
And look at her.
Oh, this is Britney.
Britney.
One picture there. She actually passed on the Madonna-ship to Britney, and then Madonna became Esther.
You know, I never had thought of that till you told me about that, Freeman. That kiss.
The kiss.
Because in all of the Kabbalistic secret society rituals, they are based on a foundation of tantra, or sexual ritual.
Yes.
And that's the meaning, by the way, of the G in Freemasonry. You have the square and the compass, and they're mounted on each other. It's the male mounting the female, and they become as one. So here we see a beginning of the sexual act on TV. And notice also you have the wedding of white and black.
Exactly, yes.
Everything is done in a ritual here. And it's an amazing thing. Notice that Madonna, facing the audience, she is to the left in terms of her orientation, not the audience's.
Right.
And Britney is on the right. So you have the old, the evil, and now she is going to initiate the innocent newcomer into her role. I have never realized
go to the next shot.
Until you told me, and I began to see the significance of this.
And then she comes out dressed as a bride.
As a bride, yeah, she's the bride of Satan in a sense.
Right.
Absolutely incredible.
Now, where did she come up from? She was a Mouseketeer. Go on. Let's get to Walt Disney here. Move on a little bit, Shag. Because, Walt Disney, people, here she is as a Mouseketeer, and it wasn't just her. It's oh, God, I forgot all their names now. I don't listen to pop music.
Funicello, but I know that there have been several recently.
Yes.
As Mouseketeers. Well,
now, just to give you a little example, here in the Littlest Mermaid, or the mermaid story that Disney put out, in that castle in the background is a penis. Go to the next shot.
Sorry to say that. It's disgusting. But you're right. They have changed the fairy tale castle and given it a
penis. I mean, it's right there. I hate to show it, but these guys are phallus worshippers.
And what we have is the sun image. See all the sun images there, the shining sun, the color even. This is the basis of Freemasonry and the secret societies and Kabbalah. It is a sex cult.
Yes.
No wonder Madonna would gravitate.
Yes. And
to this evil thing.
And Britney, back to Britney, and there she is with her serpent.
Now she has a white serpent. Now remember again, she came in with a white, wearing a white dress and the wedding dress. Here the snake, that would indicate that she really is a follower of white witchcraft, the right-handed path. But of course, that's not true. There's no such thing as the right and left-handed path. You're either into Satanism, witchcraft, or you're not.
Right.
But they like to think that.
To me, this manipulation seems like a form of rape. I mean, really.
Really?
Just to tear the veils. Wait, go back. to tear the veils and force mystical events to occur.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, they schedule all these things, and everything, even the presidential inauguration, oftentimes, all the elements of it, even the Bible that they give the oath from, is from St. John's Lodge in New York City, a Masonic lodge. Everything is steeped in occultism.
My father's ritual Bible. And I heard that when Ronald Reagan was going to take his oath of office, his wife couldn't hold this heavy thing. So they substituted a different Bible for him.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get this, but people look at this. It says Holy Bible, and it looks just great. But down here you have the square and the compass and the G inside.
Yes.
And this is the male, and he's mounted over the woman, the square.
Right.
And it's a diamond. You know, the Hindus talk about the diamond in the lotus, which is a sex phrase, because they practice tantric sexual yoga and the Hindu faith, and they're the word G, which the Masons will tell you means God. Then later they tell their own Masonic people it means geometry.
Right.
But then in the deeper levels of the secret societies and Freemasonry, you find out that it means the generative act. In other words, sex.
Right.
It's a sex cult.
Based in Kabbalah. Go ahead and keep going here.
That's a Sephiroth there.
Yes.
The 10 parts of the Kabbalah.
And there's our goddess of the pentagram.
Now the tarot cards is interesting because the tarot cards, all of the tarot cards are based on the 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet.
Right.
Here we get back again to the Kabbalah, and all of the tarot cards are based on those.
And this is how you can decipher a lot of the corporate logos through the tarot.
You know, that's true. There are many artists have done different variations, but they're all the same. You have the Joker, you have the Magician,
right.
The Goddess, really. Yeah, that's very fascinating.
Keep rolling. Yeah, this was Venus with the pentagram, and our goddess Columbia with the eye. Now, what I found interesting as I started to think about it, Jack Blood had asked me, well, what is it with the eye? He's like, we got this cult of the all-seeing eye. What's the eye symbolize? Well, I didn't have an answer right away. So, of course, I had to go digging. I was like, wait a minute, now I got to be able to answer that question. Well, ayin, going back to Hebrew letters, ayin, the Hebrew letter ayin, means eye. Mm-hmm. But in the tarot card, go to the next shot, the I, ayin, means devil.
Wow. That
is the Hebrew letter I, the Hebrew letter ayin. So the I is the devil.
Yeah, that would make sense. God himself, in the Old Testament, Moses asked him his name. He said, my name is I am.
Okay.
I am that I am. And so the devil, wishing to take upon himself, being a pretender, the stature of God, then would try to steal the eye. And since it says, the eye is on the sparrow, God's eye, he would say, well, I am the all-seeing eye, not God.
Right.
I am the all-knowing, omniscient